Greetings to everyone. Today, let us nourish wisdom within the mind, the life element that has no form, that is empty, clear, and utterly pure. With this, we may realize that freedom from suffering and release from the endless cycle of birth and death is not complicated. The essential question is, do we truly wish to be free, or do we choose to continue in suffering? When there is no birth, there is no more pain. What is it that is born again and again? It is this very mind of ours, rising without end. Know that every body, whether human or animal, lives only because the mind dwells within. Each being is but one mind, taking up residence in a vessel. Father and mother, child and spouse, relatives and strangers, all the countless forms of life. Birds, fish, creatures of the land, beneath the soil or in the air. Each is a mind inhabiting a body. When the body dies, as it inevitably must, the mind does not die. It simply seeks a new vessel, attaching itself again, most often in the form of an animal. The chance of being born human is exceedingly rare, like a handful of dust compared to all the soil of the earth. Consider the immeasurable number of living beings, the countless kinds of aquatic life, the vast multitudes of insects and animals on land, under the ground, in the sky, even beyond what we see. If we tried to count, it would be impossible, like the number of grains of soil covering the whole earth. Such are the minds dwelling in animal forms. By comparison, those inhabiting human bodies are like the dust gathered between two fingers. Again and again, the mind clings to a new body when the old one dissolves, never realizing what it is. It only takes up conditions, taking up form in order to learn. As long as the mind does not recognize its true essence, it continues to wander, to inhabit vessel after vessel. But when we awaken to what we truly are, the life element without form, profoundly empty, luminously pure, all is different. Here, there is no suffering, no movement, no coming and going, no birth, and no dissolution. It is neither dark nor bright, neither good nor evil, neither joy nor sorrow, neither wholesome nor unwholesome. It is beyond fabrication altogether. Only pure being remains, the original element, the silent ground of all that arises. It is the boundless emptiness that holds the cosmos itself, the stars, the suns, the black holes, the dust, the dark, and the light. All appear within this pure, transparent emptiness. And yet this emptiness is not anything at all. All things that take refuge in these vessels are in constant motion, always changing, exploding and disintegrating, and then forming again. New stars arise and then break apart. Light and darkness come into being and then dissolve, endlessly shifting. All phenomena appear and pass away continually. Even this world will not last forever. One day it too will break apart. Human bodies endure only a short while and then fall apart, and so do the bodies of animals, whether aquatic, terrestrial, winged, or subterranean. In short, all bodily vessels are born to dissolve. They are temporary. The mind, however, when it leaves one body, seeks another. The mind does not know what it truly is. We were not born merely to inhabit a body, to scramble for a living, and then die in vain. We were not born to become slaves of a scrap of paper called money, to struggle through schooling, waste fortunes, chase the highest degrees and the best jobs, amass more and more paper, only to buy food, eat, sleep, then wake and strive again for more worthless scraps. This is the wheel of becoming, the round of suffering that ignorant beings cling to. We have never known that we possess a mind, a life element that is extremely clear and pure. Although we are mind, we do not know the mind. We are the pure element, yet we believe ourselves to be this body. I no longer have any doubt. After turning the current back and awakening within, contacting the mind's fabrications, I saw that all those formations inside are not me at all. Everything shattered and fell apart. The voice that speaks is not me. In fact, it is not even a voice. No one is speaking and no one is perceiving. This is the simple knowing that people refuse to understand. I traced the stream and saw this nature, the voice that thinks, speaking in its own heart all the time, thinking this and that endlessly. I see it constantly, without trying to see. It sees itself. Once you hold the principle firmly and understand that it is always thinking on its own, you see it every moment, sleeping and waking, from waking to sleep. Whether walking, sitting, eating, lying down, washing clothes, sweeping or scrubbing the floor, running or standing still, every moment the mind sees. This is the practice, the mind practicing continuously on its own, merely supported by understanding. I watch this nature and see how it is not me. It thinks its own thoughts, imagines its own images, and I simply see it. The way it works is always like this. The mouth opens and the speech functions, speaking on its own. Sometimes moods of pleasure arise and enjoy themselves and then disappear. Sometimes irritation and suffering arise. These emotions do their work, appear and dissolve by themselves. These states fluctuate and change. Alongside them, another nature rests, comfortable, light, spacious, clean, and pure. When these things first began, over 10 years ago, I saw them, observing the inner nature without staring or forcing. It was simply aware all the time. Walking, sitting, eating, bathing, going to the toilet, running, scrubbing the house, sweeping, doing the laundry. It was always seeing. It sees. It knows its own knowing. It knows its own sounds. Can you see that it now knows the sound itself? Can you see that it hears its own voice? It perceives its own sounds and smells. When food enters the mouth, it senses taste by itself. I observed that it knows by itself. With eyes closed or open, it is the same. It sees on its own, clearly or unclearly on its own. It hears by itself. It knows by itself through the ears. It knows through the nose. It knows its own smells. Seen this way, where is the self? Here it cannot find a self. There is only this voice that keeps talking, naming, tree, mother, father. Even the body is one mind stream. This body another mind stream. That body another. All bodies of everything are inhabited by the mind. Each mind comes to dwell in the world, to learn that it is the pure element. But the mind does not see it, because no one teaches it. So the mind cannot come to know itself as the pure element. Instead, it relies on fabrication, on the body, on thought, on images, on moods, on moments of knowing, on memory, using these to manufacture and learn everything, because this world teaches us to learn only from the outside. This world trains us to learn about the outside. From birth, our parents teach us to think, to remember, to learn external things, find a living, feed the body. School does the same. In short, everyone on this earth teaches the same thing. They teach us to think, to remember, to scramble for paper, to become slaves to social currents, slaves to the body, striving to secure a single meal, eat, sleep, wake, and die. It's pathetic. There is not a single person who can be relied upon to teach about the mind, about the pure element. When I broke through and saw these processes working by themselves, I watched them continuously until finally they exploded into fragments. Have you ever felt like placing a bomb in the chest that goes off? Everything you once understood as being human shatters into pieces. The voice that spoke, the inner images, The emotions and sensations all disintegrate. On the days when it churns constantly, with no sleep, it still sees, still knows. It realizes that those two things are not us. They each do their own work. Knowing flows on naturally, peacefully. It smells on its own. It sees on its own. It feels pleasant on its own, indifferent on its own, light and airy on its own, irritated on its own. It knows on its own. It speaks on its own. It thinks this and that on its own. I could only laugh. It is doing its own work. There is no me at ease. Everything is at ease. It churns, it rests, and it churns until the very last detail is refined, seeing that the voice is not a voice, but merely a stirring, a ripple within. It perceives the rippling movement. The voice is a ripple. Mental images are ripples. Emotions are ripples inside. The very knowing is a subtle stirring within, an open, empty kind of knowing, as if no one is the knower. It keeps churning like this on and on, always its own. After watching for a while, it explodes, a bright light in the middle of the chest, illuminating the whole universe, utterly clear and pure. When that awakening arises, it knows everything. There is nothing it does not know. It sees that minds have been cycling through birth and death, that each individual mind stream has occupied countless vessels. Do you understand? We have changed bodies into infinity. The numbers cannot be counted. We have been every kind of animal, countless millions of times. We have been human many times, and we have suffered so intensely that our tears have been like blood on countless occasions. Likewise, we have known unimaginable happiness countless millions of times. We have given birth to our children again and again, an infinity of offspring, because we have dwelt in female bodies, in male bodies, in the bodies of many creatures. We are mind, the pure life element, dwelling in animal vessels, sometimes female, sometimes male. In short, the whole world has been our children, our parents, our siblings. We have been one another in every role. We have been enemies many times, fathers many times, mothers many times. The roles switch back and forth. It sees completely how all minds are caught in the cycles of becoming within this imagined world. When it sees this, compassion for sentient beings arises. After awakening, it understands fully. This is what non-arising is. This particular mind no longer arises. There is no more of us. In the purity of mind, there is no movement, no fabrication, no body, no form. Our pure element is an empty clarity that pervades the whole universe. The entire cosmos rests in this belly of emptiness. Call it the womb if you like. A vast emptiness that contains everything. We are this element. Having realized this, one feels only compassion and the urge to teach beings. How should we teach so humans understand? We think we are human, but actually we are not. We are mind, the formless life element. Bodies last only a short time. Suppose an earthquake collapses a building, and we are crushed and become a corpse that decays. Know that mind does not cling to that body. It springs away and seeks another vessel. When it takes a water creature's body, it believes itself to be that water animal and forgets that it was once human. When that water body dies and the mind takes a land animal body, it forgets its previous parents and family. It acquires new parents, children, kin. Then when that dies, it may go underground, imagine, with new parents and relatives again, believing itself to be an underground being, perhaps an earthworm. Later it dies, perhaps from cold or earthquake, and then takes a new vessel again, maybe a bird, acquiring new parents and a new family, having long since forgotten its life as an underground creature. Every time we take a new vessel, we start again. everything is reset. It's like sitting down to play a video game. There's money, levels, gear, tools, everything, and we become completely absorbed. Wake up. We are not that character. We are not the game. Yet we believe we are the hero of that game. We play on and then die. The moment of death, do you know what happens? We start again from the beginning. A new me arises. We create a new character. This time we might be a woman. We start a new game, grind for new levels, learn new skills, fight new battles, struggle anew. Wake up. We are not involved with the game. We are the one sitting and playing it. We are not truly this character. If this character dies, what will happen to me? When the character dies, anger, hatred, revenge, deep suffering arise. Wake up. It is only a game. Understand. We believe we are human. It is pitiable. I used to believe I was human too, with a family and everything like we all understand. But after I traced the currents and awakened, I realized, oh, we are the pure element, and then there is no more suffering. After awakening, it sees at every moment that there is no true birth. Birth is when we flow into and cling to this voice and believe the voice to be real. We believe we are human. To be born means that at every moment we feel we are human, feel we are a person, feel the me in whatever state appears. Knowing I am speaking, that is birth. If we know I am thinking now, that is birth. If we know I am angry now, or I am happy now, that is birth. We cling to whatever state arises, even the very knowing itself. If we believe there is a me who is feeling, that is birth. Our minds are born in every moment. They grasp at fabricated states, at voice, at images, at moods, at knowing, at memory, at understanding, at calm. All of these are moods. Whenever we cling, that is the mind's birth. When this body breaks apart and dies, the mind seeks a new body and starts again. It goes on like this without end. When will we be free of suffering, free of birth? Every time we are born, we suffer. Whenever we possess something, we suffer because of it. Know this truth. If you have a house, you will suffer over your house. Have a car, you will suffer over the car. Have a family, you will suffer over your family. Have a body, you will suffer with the body. If the body is gone, there is no suffering. If we believe this voice is ourself, we will suffer with this voice. Suppose someone calls us, "You pompous oaf." We erupt in anger. If we believe that voice is a real self, we suffer because of it. Cling to the voice and you suffer. Cling to images and you suffer. Cling to moods and you suffer. Cling to pleasure and suffer. Cling to pain and suffer. Cling to indifference or calm, and you will still suffer. Whatever you cling to, you suffer with. If you cling to memory, you suffer. If you cling to the fact that I am aware now, you suffer. We become trapped in the endless wheel of suffering. I awakened and saw that none of this has any true self. These are simply movements of nature, ripples in the void. I saw it explode and realized my own pure element. Imagine that we are a clear, empty element, one with the same substance as the universe of elements. Because we came here to learn, every mind is born without knowledge. It does not know itself. You could call it ignorance. All of our minds are minds of ignorance. Call them foolish minds. It's like having to go to school because we are ignorant. We must learn. Understand? Our minds are very pure, yet they do not know. They are an element that knows nothing. Minds must learn, so they create fabricated states that wrap and cover themselves. Then we become stuck in the world of fabrication. Whenever we rely on fabrication, the pure element is immediately concealed. Instead of that pure element revealing itself, so we can know we are that purity, it gets hidden by the very fabrications we habitually make, the thinking, the neurotic rumination. So people tell you to practice not thinking, but understand. That's not the point. Do not flee from thought. Do not flee from anything. Our duty is simply to know things as they are, and then we will not suffer. I want to say that suffering has no true substance. If it has no real being, why suffer over it? Whoever truly understands this, that's the end. We are never truly born in this world. If we realize this truth, we are finished with suffering. We will not suffer about anything. Do you see? It's like putting on a mask. We are the life element, utterly clear, empty, and pure. Yet we fabricate states to wrap ourselves, forming mental behaviors or movements of mind. We create acts of knowing and states of perception. Right now, you can hear my voice. Yes, that very knowing knows by itself. Do we have to try to willfully know? Do we need to train beforehand? It knows all the time. It knows the voice without effort. If you cannot see that, I don't know how to explain it further. Try this. Sit quietly, in a chair, or lying down, and observe. Sounds are always touching the mind. Whether your eyes are closed or not, doesn't matter. Watch. In the center of the mind, the center of the chest, it is always aware of sounds, birds, wind, cats, vibrations, animals calling, people speaking. Observe. The mind is aware of sounds all the time, and notice that it knows by itself. Keep watching, and you will notice there is a voice that continually talks inside the heart. That inner speech says this and that. Why is the sound unclear? This voice hears its own sounds. It truly hears by itself. See the voice that speaks? It speaks on its own. If you see the voice that speaks in you, the one thinking constantly, you will notice that it thinks by itself, not that you are the one speaking. When you see this, when the knower recognizes that the voice talks on its own, and that the awareness knows by itself, the mind accepts that it is not me. When it accepts that it is not me, it will explode. Our mind is an element of empty clarity, seamlessly one with the universal element. It is like the spacious emptiness before us, untouchable by the hand, yet it is all of the same essence. This empty clarity is the very life element of us all. Out of the desire to learn, we created fabrications to wrap around ourselves, like a bubble enclosing space, forming what may be called the mist of conditioning. This is the very point where endless birth begins. It arises from here, because we long to learn. Today, I myself have nothing more to do, nothing more to learn, for the learning has come to completion. I know why I was born. I was born to declare this truth so that everyone may know. Every child, every elder, every person with disability, women and men alike, people of every faith, every tradition, every nation and race. Everyone has a mind, and everyone can awaken to it. From now until the very last breath, we must dedicate ourselves to the study of awakening to the mind. Let us no longer talk of gossip, harm, or slander, but speak of the mind. From this day, let us learn the subject of the awakened mind, speak only of the mind, and come to realize clearly that we are this pure radiant element. When this wonder fills the heart, tears flow with the knowing that nothing is truly me. This empty clarity gives rise to a subtle formation of knowing, like a thin, transparent film wrapping around itself, a layer of awareness. Once the bubble of knowing has enclosed itself, it can receive contact. When something touches the surface of the bubble, it perceives the contact. It only knows the touch, simply as it is, without language, without explanation. Yet effects arise, ripples that quiver into sounds, into images, into feelings. This, I say, is the fabrication we ourselves have created to enclose us. The emptiness remains inside the bubble, while the emptiness outside is the very same, yet now blocked by the bubble of conditioning. Because of this, a shape appears. This is what is called the subtle body, a form that shifts according to its container, floating and moving. Then it attaches to the vessel of the physical body and divides until a physical form arises. We come to dwell in that vessel. Thus we take ourselves to be a person or an animal of the water, the land, or the air. Whichever vessel we inhabit, we grasp it as ourselves. When that body dies, we leave and search for another vessel. Again, we cling to it as ourselves. When that body dies, we drift on to find a new container and once more grasp it as me. Each time we begin again, struggling, seeking food, seeking mates, bearing children, and expanding the lineage. Sometimes we are termites, multiplying in countless swarms. Sometimes we are ants, sometimes fish, sometimes human beings, each time continuing the propagation. In the end, we are born only to multiply and die in vain, starting over again and again. Truly, we have been every kind of creature. Do you see now that this body is not our true body? The voice that speaks is not us. The mental images, the emotions, the knowing, they are not us. What we are is the clear, empty element within the bubble. Yet we ourselves built the bubble of fabrication around us, generating sound, flowing into sound, dwelling in the rippling bubble, ceaselessly moving and fabricating in order to learn every possible thing. When we flow into a body, we then cling to it as, this is our body, by using that voice to tell us so, even though the body itself does not speak. Look at a window. The window does not speak, yet this voice says, that is a window. Look at a tree. Does the tree speak? No, the voice is the one that speaks, saying, that is a lime, that is a papaya. Who can see this? Even the words father and mother are spoken by this voice. Children, relatives, this voice constantly speaks inside, assigning value and meaning to everything. This is the fabrication we made as a tool. We, the clear empty element, made a bubble of fabrication to wrap ourselves so we could fabricate, then move and cling to the body, and then fabricate ownership. I am a human, I am male, I am female. But can the mind, or the life element, be male or female? Can the clear empty element be a man or a woman? The mind never originated in this world. It is not human, not animal, not any fabrication. It is not male or female. The mind is the formless life element, empty, clear, and pure. We were never born into this world. Has anyone in this world ever taught like this? As I said, I no longer doubt. Yet we insist we are human, even though we are the mind, the life element, vastly clear and pure. Why has no one in this world taught this from birth? Parents never taught it. No one knew they were mind, were the life element, until the day I realized it. How should I teach humans so they understand? Will they accept that nothing is truly us or ours? Therefore, I must proclaim this truth. I have made many tapes of the teaching of awakening to the mind. Please help share this teaching of awakening to everyone on earth via the Panya Vimutti channel. Whoever listens to the tape of this teaching will be liberated permanently. It doesn't take long, though if you are foolish, it may take months or years, so don't be foolish. It's simple. Many people listened to one tape and were suddenly freed, bursting open, crying for 3 days. It is miraculous. Simply listen and follow, abandoning old knowledge, Become like an empty glass with no water, and you will realize the pure life element very quickly. To continue the metaphor, this clear, pure emptiness is our pure element, the emptiness inside the bubble. We made the bubble's membrane to wrap ourselves, and so we are covered by the fabrications we continually create. We keep flowing with the voice, thinking about this and that. When we think, images appear. When what we imagine occurs, pleasant emotions arise, and we sink into satisfaction. When it does not, suffering and dissatisfaction arise. Sometimes calmness brings joy and happiness. When feeling neutral, we feel bored and flat. We keep thinking, always thinking, imagining, feeling, remembering. We flow with it constantly. The knowing we call I know is not truly us knowing. It is a happening of knowing. That knowing flows with the voice, sinks into the stories of the voice, flows with mental images and is absorbed by them. It flows with pleasurable emotion and is immersed in pleasure. It flows with displeasure and sinks into suffering, crying in torment. We play with our emotions, play with the voice, play with mental images, play with memories, play with the happenings of knowing, and play with the fabrications, the tools we ourselves have made. And then we value and possess those tools as if they were our own. We scramble to find food to sustain the body, struggling to do everything possible to care for it. Yet in the end, the body ages, becomes ill, and must die. When sickness comes, we suffer again. We think this body is our body. I used to believe that, truly believed I was this, truly believed I was a man, truly believed this was my body, my parents, my children, my relatives. I would speak and think and feel. Now I am suffering. Now I am happy. Now I am neutral. Now I am calm. I clung. I am human. I am good. I am capable. I used to be just like most people, arrogant, proud, fighting and killing one another. I am good. I am powerful. I am rich. Or I am poor. I suffer. We quarrel. My village, my city, my country, killing back and forth. Then I saw the truth. Nothing is truly me. It was like waking and realizing it was all a dream, none of it real. Tears fell when I saw that the body and all material things arise only because we think them into being. I saw the continuous voice inside, the voice that speaks in the mind, or that opens the mouth. And when I saw that it speaks on its own, wasn't that voice not me? That very voice creates all the stories. Tears came when I saw how that voice assigns value and meaning to emotions. Emotions themselves do not speak. They simply operate. Only this voice gives the meaning pleasure, suffering, I am happy, I am unhappy. When that lightness came, it became even freer. At first there was much relief, and the more I listened to my tapes, the more I understood, until understanding reached 100%. Understand gradually. When you reach about 25%, you see the voice in the mind, the voice that comes out of the mouth, the thoughts you habitually like to make. See it clearly. It is like reading written letters. The letters themselves do not speak, but our inner voice is the one that speaks and produces understanding. Is this the voice that gives meaning to everything, the arms and legs, the world itself? This voice speaks for clouds, trees, doors, windows. It names them. It speaks even for our left leg, left hand, right hand. The more we recognize that everything arises because we think it, the more we ask, where then is the self? I will lead you back to the pure element. At first we are that clear, empty element. We built a fabrication, this bubble, around ourselves. We created layers of fabrication to enclose us. Once enclosed, the bubble clung to the body and fabricated ownership, saying, "This is my body." But when you see that the body arose because of our thinking, because of the bubble's rippling, because those ripples become the voice that confers meaning to everything. Then seeing this truth makes it clear that this body is not us. Everything in this world is not us. It does not even truly exist. It is like a world of illusion or a dream. When one sees this, tears fall. This is the wisdom of the 25%. Listen and understand this more. Keep listening to my tapes a lot. Understand, understand, understand. Keep going until the heart sparks and tears flow. Each time it becomes lighter and clearer. Tears come, and whatever you are doing, sweeping the house, mopping, walking, running, eating, bathing, or going to the toilet, keep listening. The more you listen, the more you understand. The more you listen, the clearer and lighter you become. Life will be completely transformed. Leave behind all old knowledge. Be like an empty cup with no water. Be like a simple fool, like an earthworm without a brain, and just listen. Use your mind to cling to my voice again and again. Cling to my voice, follow it. Understand, understand, understand. Do not argue, do not think, do nothing else. Your only duty is to cling to the voice, to incline toward it, to understand along with it, to imagine along with it, to let understanding follow. Keep following and understanding until it relaxes, 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 until it opens and becomes clear, until you fall free of being a person. You will become like I am, like everyone who comes into the Panyawimutty group. Very quickly. Imagine, inside this bubble there is clear emptiness. That is the mind. We dwell inside the bubble. The bubble is the fabrication. We create the fabrication, create the voice, play with thoughts. Thinking is what constructs the bubble that encloses us. The more we sink into thought, into mental images, into emotions, into the happening of knowing, flowing, sinking, clinging to these states, the thicker the bubble we create to wrap ourselves. When the bubble clings to the body, it assigns meaning, saying, "This is my body." But once you see that none of it is truly you, that it is the voice, the rippling of the bubble that gives meaning, then you see there is only bubble and emptiness inside. What remains are the movement of mind and the mind itself, the empty, clear element. The mind's movements are like the bubble, always quivering. We simply observe. Don't forget, we are the clear emptiness inside, enclosed by the bubble that is our tool. Observe your tool. Listen to my tapes often and see that this voice gives meaning to emotions. This voice assigns meaning to mental images. This voice declares, "Now I am happy. Now I suffer. Now I am calm. Now I am neutral." This voice speaks everything. I know. I remember. I forget. If you can see like this and understand like this, lightness and clarity grow. Wisdom increases, gradually rising, until there is a bright, explosive realization. Some finish in 15 minutes. It can take only a short while, just minutes, to be connected to that empty, pure life element and to weep uncontrollably, because you realize you are no longer born. Nothing is truly you or yours. You will see your enormous foolishness, how utterly foolish we have been, and you will scold yourself inwardly. There is no self. You recognize the voice that speaks is not you. This becomes very clear. What remains is not the ordinary feeling of being a person. There is only some unknown process that is at work now, a continual quivering. When only emptiness remains, wrapped in a bubble, fabrications now cover us completely. We do not realize that we ourselves created them, created these formations in order to learn that we are the pure element. Yet instead of learning, we became attached, dwelling in them until today. From birth, no one told us, no one taught us. That is why I say, from now on, everyone must listen. Everyone must awaken as quickly as possible. From this moment onward, we are entering a new era, the age of inner awakening, an age when people speak only of the mind, when all come to awaken to the mind. See clearly that the voice which speaks does not truly exist. This body is not who we are, yet we live with it. Build this world to its fullest beauty, but do not cling to anything. Use this body as a tool one final time. Use this voice as an instrument to communicate among ourselves, to say that this very voice has no true existence. Rely on the bubble, on the subtle vibrations of fabrication, to convey the truth that none of these things are real. When awakening within, seeing how the voice gives meaning to thought, mood, and sensation, wisdom arises, at least 50%. The mind no longer clings to any condition. Whatever mood appears, it is no longer cared for. Attention turns only toward the voice. What is it? Where does it come from? After this, thoughts are seen at every moment, even in sleep. Seeing becomes automatic, continuous. As it deepens, understanding grows to 75%. Awareness functions by itself. The thinker keeps thinking. The knower keeps knowing. They observe each other in fine detail. Finally, it becomes clear. Both the thinker and the knower are not me. They function on their own. Then comes the great explosion. The bubble bursts open. When the bubble bursts, the emptiness that had long been concealed inside becomes one with the emptiness of the whole universe. That is how I am after such an awakening. How shall I teach humankind this? Before awakening, I too thought I was merely human, just like everyone else, wanting this and that, wanting pleasure, wanting to live with a healthy body for a very long time, living even 1,000,000 years, never aging, never sick, never harmed. But when I realized the truth, that we are the formless life element, empty, clear, and pure, tears fell, and I proclaimed it so that acquaintances could awaken as I had. I now have many witnesses who have already awakened. All of us are alike. Listen to my tapes a lot, until my voice keeps playing in your mind constantly. Listen until you are hooked, more hooked than any TV series. Once you awaken, you will know that you are one with a very clear nature, fused with the universe. You will see that this nature does not move. It does not come or go, does not arise or perish. It is an immortal element, the primal element of all things. A zero element where time is zero and dimension is zero. Then you will understand everything, and you can teach everyone. Do not suffer over anything, because suffering has no real substance. It is merely the ripple of the bubble. See suffering as worthless and meaningless. When suffering arises, it simply is meaningless. When pleasure arises, it simply is meaningless. You will still experience all the emotions just as before, but the difference is there is no I in any of those states. Do you understand? There is no I in any of the activities. In truth, the one who is speaking is not us speaking. We call that happening the voice. Who called it the voice? The voice uses the voice to name itself. Does anyone understand this? We are, in effect, putting on masks and playing roles. Sometimes the role of an employee, sometimes a boss, sometimes a housewife, sometimes a house husband, sometimes a father, sometimes a child, sometimes a friend, sometimes an enemy, sometimes a businessman, sometimes a market seller, sometimes a cook. We are always performing different parts. See the mask we wear as we act out a role. Whenever a role calls, we play it fully. But the wise one knows that it is not truly us. It is not real. Do you understand? The sage with true wisdom knows in his heart that none of this truly exists. He does not cling to the idea that he is a cook, and he does not grasp at any story. Yet he still plays the role. He plays it fully. Some play the part of a wife, and play it wholeheartedly. Some play the part of husband fully. Some play the part of parent caring for children fully. Some play the part of the head of the household who must work and earn money fully. Some play the part of the housekeeper who looks after everything fully. But all the while, they know in their heart that it is not real. This is exactly how one who has awakened appears. I am like this. Today my role is to proclaim this truth for everyone to hear. If you ask, if you have awakened, why do you teach? Why not rest in ease and not teach anyone? Why tire yourself from morning till night, teaching so much? I want to tell you why resting in ease has no real value. Right now I have nothing I must do. There is nothing left to practice, because I know why I was born. If one realizes this purity and does not tell anyone, there is no value, no real worth in keeping it to oneself, because countless beings are still suffering. Why leave them to suffer? We have suffered since birth. Parents never taught the children, aunts, uncles, teachers. Nobody in this world has taught that we are mind, the life element that is empty, clear, and pure. Nothing truly belongs to us. This body is not us. The voice that speaks is not our voice. Mental images are not our images. A pleasure state does not mean we enjoy it. A suffering state does not mean we suffer. These are mere events. Calm states are not ours to own. Neutral feelings have no owner. The knower that is present knows its own knowing. Where is the self? Look and see. It knows by itself. It hears its own sounds, smells, tastes, and feels everything on its own. It speaks on its own. Emotions arise on their own and dissolve on their own. Nothing is really us. There is nothing left to be tormented by. Having realized this, life becomes like putting on a costume and playing a role, just as people act out roles in the world. Yet one knows clearly that these roles are not truly real. Play on until this body falls apart, until the last mind stream is freed from the cycle. I have proclaimed that I will lead every mind to permanent liberation. We will not be foolishly attached to this body anymore. We will no longer rely on it. When there is no body, there is no suffering. Even this voice we will not rely on. Humans cannot understand this now. We believe that I am speaking, that this is a voice. Let's test it. Where is the voice? Put your hand out and try to grab it. Where is it? Does this voice have any concrete existence? If it has no substance, why do we cling to it? Why do we give it value and meaning? We say, if we do not think and assign meaning, we cannot communicate. Okay, we believe we are communicating now, right? But where is it located? This is what humans cannot understand. Whenever we assign value to anything, we rely on thought. We think we are hearing a voice. We think we are human. We think I am speaking to you. It is all thought. We are stuck in the world of thought. Try to see clearly that this thought has no real existence. Try erasing all thought. No voice, no inner voice, no thinking at all. Silence absolute. Even if a sound remains, if you can see that the sound has no substance, it becomes like a dog barking. It has no meaning. First erase the body, then erase the voice. What remains? Silence. Erase mental images too. What remains? No images, no voice. Absolute silence. Erase emotions as well. Pleasure, suffering, neutrality, every kind of feeling, even peacefulness. Erase them all. Do not keep any emotions. Whether voice, mental image, or emotion, these are just the rippling of fabrication, the ripples of the bubble. Throw them all away. When everything is gone, no sound, complete silence, no images, no emotions at all, silence absolute. Erase memories too. What remains? Only the happening of perception. Erase even this perceiving, the knowing that seems to know. Erase it. No one is left to know. Then what remains? Only clear, empty purity. That is the mind, the life element, empty, clear, pure. So why are we chasing anything at all? I have fully realized what I speak of. I know that the speaking is not us speaking, and this is not our voice. Can you see that? If you say this is a transmission from mind to mind, then indeed it is all mind. There are no people, no animals, nothing. Only minds that remain deluded, still wrapped by rippling bubbles. We continually rely on the tool of rippling. We live by the rippling. In contrast, those who have awakened and are liberated no longer rely on it. What is spoken goes on by itself without relying on anyone. It speaks on its own and means who knows what. It speaks every day like that, yet it is not in sorrow. It does not cling to anything. It is no longer human. This freedom from suffering is what I have realized. I want to tell you it is simple, not difficult. Why should we suffer over these happenings? These happenings simply are what they are. The body will die soon enough. It does not last. While we are still alive, hurry to understand. The voice we habitually think with, the constant rumination that turns into neuroses, migraines, depression, bipolar disorder, acid reflux, stress-related gastritis, insomnia, even cancer. Know that many of these illnesses arise from our incessant thinking and stress. It is like overloading an electric motor. The more current you force through, the more heat it produces and burns itself out. The more we sink into repetitive thoughts about the past, sitting and thinking, lying awake and thinking all day and night, the more we produce illness, neurosis. If we realize that the thoughts we think do not truly exist, that the world we think exists has no real self, if we can understand like this, then we will not suffer. Observe the thoughts that speak inside your mind. Listen to the voice that is talking in your head right now. Watch it closely. It speaks by itself. If you look carefully, you will see that this voice has no form, no substance. Observe clearly in the center of your mind right now. Do you see the voice that is talking? It thinks this and that. What shall I eat? I'm hungry. It thinks, oh, let's have pizza. Oh, maybe a steak or a burger. It thinks like that. Better go home. I should pick up the child. I should take my parents on a trip. Do you see it thinking? Do you see the voice that speaks inside your mind? Look down into that speaking voice. Does it have shape or substance? If you really observe, you will see it thinks on its own. It has no form, no self. It is merely a happening, just like wind passing by. If you can see it like this, see it clearly. It is manifesting the truth right now, this very moment. Everything I have said in the last hour arises from now, the present voice that is speaking. Who can see this? All the past and future stories I spoke about, spoken as if they really existed, have arisen from the voice of now. Now is the creator of everything. What I have said in detail can be reduced to this. The present voice that is speaking creates all things. If we see the present moment as this, what is being said now is creating everything. This is the conclusion. Look more closely. The voice that speaks now. Who is the one knowing? Who is the one aware? The knowing simply knows itself, does it not? It understands itself, does it not? And this speaking voice, can you see it? It does not genuinely exist. It has no substance. You cannot touch it. The knowing that is present is not the we imagine. It is as if everything has vanished completely. Nothing remains. Where is the self then? Who can accept this, be moved to sudden tears, and be liberated? if you see that everything in this world arises from the thought of now, the speaking voice that fabricates stories, and you see that this voice does not truly exist, that it has no substance and cannot be grasped, that the knowing itself has no separate knower, then there is no I in any happening. Whoever sees this will feel light and will be moved to tears and be liberated. You will know that you are the life element that is empty, clear, and pure, formless. If anyone can be like this, rejoice. Let me stop here for today. May all of you who incline your minds to listen to my tapes quickly and instantly awaken to this empty, clear, pure life element. May it be so for each and every one of you. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening, mind observation, and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback, and if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.